Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Konya mo Takamario. We are here with episode 45 to bring you the latest Hello Project news since our last episode of Konya mo Takamario. In the studio today, first off, we have Turbos 86 from everywhere.
Yay!
Yay!
Patch.
Next off, we have from almost everywhere Invis.
Aloha!
Aloha! We don't have Ouroboros this week, but we have Poo Poo joining us as a guest.
What?
So she'll be contributing whenever we have some important discussions
About
Awesome.
dogs.
about dogs and Rina Poo related stuff. And then lastly we have Bex again. Yo. So let's get started this episode with some headline news. We've got a lot of actually sad news today, so
Oh.
we'll start off with some kind of sad news, and then we'll build up progressively to worse news, and then and then we'll go on to the good news to kind of finish things off on a lighter note.
Okay.
Just because. So, as you know, Morning Musume is in the midst of their fall concert tour, and recently on October 28th at their concert at Tokyo Dome City.
Tokyo Dome City.
Yay! It is, of course, the day after Kudo Haruka's birthday. During the day show, there was a mic hack of Kudo's microphone, and after the encore of the day show, Kudo walked off stage, and then you can hear her talking to her manager, and the manager saying, "Okay, wait here for a second in case they sing Happy Birthday to you, and if they do, then you can go ahead and run back on stage." And then you hear Kudo saying, "Oh, okay. Oh man, I hope they sing Happy Birthday. It'll be really sad if they don't." And then, like 30 seconds later, the manager says, "Okay, they're not doing it. Get off." And then Kudo's like, "Oh," and then she ran off. Very sad.
Someone got owned.
Yeah. So, this mic recording was released online, and all of the Nichan people online are trolling on the Haruka fans for failing to sing Happy Birthday.
Kudo fans failed this time. That's sad.
In in the Ota's defense, though, so she had her fan club birthday event the day before, as well as she had the night show, which they did sing Happy Birthday to her because Reina specifically brought it up for them to sing Happy Birthday to her. And then also, I think 2 or 3 days before that, they had another show where they did the Haruka call and orange glow stick at the end of the call thing. So she did have a lot of stuff, but just that one particular day show.
For that one day show, all the retards showed up. Then I guess,
Seems like it.
or Kudo haters.
They're just sick of it doing it.
Yeah.
But
Or they did it too much.
there's always that thing about it, right? Because I mean, if they did it before, then they kind of forget that they need to do it because they've done it before. So if you did it before in concert and at the event that's already twice, so I guess your brain kind of goes, "Oh, I'm good."
Like, I did it right already.
Yeah.
But, you know, just one thing that this kind of brings up is, like, I guess the girls are always waiting to see what happens. They don't immediately run off. So, when in doubt, always do it, I guess, is the lesson here. If you don't want to have a sad Haru.
I would definitely do it, even if it's a couple days after.
Yeah. Well, this is only one day after her birthday. So,
Even more so.
Well,
Lesson
the
learned.
thing is, this weekend, well, that weekend,
it was a packed birthday weekend.
yeah, it was like so many birthdays.
Yeah. I think it's probably like the moment the 27th passed, everyone switched into Mizuki birthday mode or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Haru's still sad.
Yeah, that doesn't stop her from being sad. Everybody.
Yeah. Poo Poo, what do you think? Oh, that's good.
Shit! That was pretty awesome answer.
I know.
Actually.
Poo Poo's really smart.
Wise wisdom. Wise wisdom.
So let's move on to our next sad news, progressively sadder. Yesterday at the Morning Musume handshake event in Osaka, I believe it was the individual shake, right?
Yes, the one with the lines.
Right, the one
Yeah.
with the lines, and
And
it's
the
split
booth,
into
Yeah.
like several stages. So there's or like several sessions.
Well, and it was the like the Polaroid thing too, right?
Yes, there's also the chokikai, the shot, the picture that you get taken with them. So that was at Osaka yesterday, and during the first round, first session of, I believe there were 4 total that day. For the people who went to see Fuku-chan, she happened to be sitting in a chair during the first round instead of standing up as everyone else usually does, and so that kind of got everyone thinking, like, is she feeling okay or whatever. And a couple people said she didn't look too great, but she was still, of course, as an idol, smiling and doing her normal handshake stuff. But then after the first session ended and the second, in between the first and second session, there was an announcement made at the hall, as well as an announcement made on Twitter by Morning Musume's manager, that Fuku-chan was rushed off to the hospital and would not be there for the second event. That kind of put everyone into a little panic mode for a bit. Everyone was kind of wondering if she was okay or whatever. So the second session of handshakes went through without Fuku-chan, and that just kind of went by. Then after the second session, in between the second and third session, there was another announcement again from at the hall and from Momusa manager that Fuku-chan was coming back, and she will be there for the third and fourth sessions. And for the people who had tickets to the second session, they could go to the fourth session to make up to seeing Fuku-chan. And then when the fans saw her again for the third and fourth session, she was again sitting down. And reports basically say the only thing that the Fuku-chan wotas said the rest of that day was, "Are you okay?" They just asked her, I'm guessing, like a couple hundred times over and over.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that, though?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm sure, but she gets sick of it, though. It's like, yeah, I'm fine, I get it, yeah.
The irony of it, you're not feeling well, and so it makes you sick that you have to
Yeah.
hear everybody ask you over and over.
It's kind of sad, though, that, I mean, if it was something serious enough where she had to go to the hospital, then she shouldn't come back. She should just take the day off or something, but
Yeah, but
that's...
I don't know how true it is, but from what I've seen, Japanese people are very like health sensitive. I mean, it's the kind of thing where when they're feeling sick, automatically they go to masks. When they're not, like when they really don't feel well, almost immediately, like it comes to the point where they go to the clinic and they get an IV or something, just for like nutrient boost. So they are a little skittish, at least in comparison to like America, where they'd be like,
shake
drink
it
some
off
more,
or something.
sit down, yeah,
Shake
just-
it off.
yeah. that kind of stuff.
I wonder, like, if she just went there for maybe like a quick IV fusion or something. Maybe she was dehydrated or exhausted. I mean, because it doesn't seem like she had, or like leading up to that day, it didn't seem like she was in any big health concerns. Like, she didn't look sick. She didn't blog about feeling sick. None of the girls mentioned anything. The only person who did was Sayu after the handshake event, and she only briefly mentioned that that Fuku-chan happened to miss one of the sessions. So
must
maybe
be
it's not a
something
big
she ate
deal.
with friends.
Could be.
I guess the managers just over exaggerated the whole. Got a rush to the
What the
hospital.
manager has to explain.
Make everybody worry.
I don't think the manager exaggerated anything. Like, it was very straightforward. Just Fuku-chan has to go to the hospital. We apologize. She won't be here for the second session.
Right. But they also didn't mention what she actually had, right?
If they
Later on.
stated, it would have probably, if it was a minor thing, then it would probably make the fans feel a lot more relieved to know it wasn't that big a deal. But they haven't said anything. They probably
What
won't
is-
say anything.
Well, there's some stuff that we don't need to know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's small enough, I mean, you figure if they don't say anything, then it's small enough that it's not something you're concerned about.
Yeah.
You can probably guess what it is
Probably.
if we don't need to know.
Or she probably did tell some fans after, well, or depending on what it is, but I'm sure everyone at the third and fourth sessions did ask her what happened.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
far, no
probably.
details though. Yeah. So on that depressing note, did you have anything else, Turbos?
No, just wondering if Fufu can go ask Kulana about it.
Yeah, that's actually Poo-poo, can you tell us next week what happens after you talk to Kurata? Okay, sounds good. On to some more positive news. Poo-poo
Yay!
might like this one as well. So recently, Reina has been blogging a lot about doing makeup for the 9th and 10th gen, and apparently this is her new hobby now. First off, it started
Played dolls with
yeah,
with
real people. Started with Biho, and now we find out today she has also now done it to Ikubo and Sato.
Much. Yeah.
Apparently, she likes to put a lot of makeup on Ikubo because why not?
I guess he needs it.
I guess. Except the manager's not too happy about it, so she had to take it
Yeah,
off.
she gave equal a reindeer Rudolph nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could work for Ikubo, you don't know.
If it was closer to Christmas, I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it. Like, oh, let's run with that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Maybe Ikubo would do some cosplay later on as a reindeer or something.
Or
Okay.
it could obviously be that Reina is making extra money this way.
They can
Reina is
fire
the
all
new
the makeup
artist.
artists. Just
Yeah,
pay
she's
them
like
to it.
the idol and the makeup artist at the same time.
That's,
Double the money.
It's to fund her karaoke sprees. Could be.
That's possible.
What do you think, Poo-poo? Right.
Woof, woof.
Makes sense. Last bit of news. Just a reminder that Monday, Aigaki will be on Tore. Best show of all time.
Fire.
Fire.
So if you get a chance, do check it out. It is Team Idols versus Team Not Idols.
Who are the other idols then?
There are no other idols.
Johnny.
Well,
It's Aigaki and two old
I got
guys.
first rest.
Yeah. That's all you need to know. Right, Poo-poo?
Eh.
Right.
Yep.
So,
When
let's... Monday night, I think? I think
Cool.
it's 1900. I'm not sure the exact
Awesome.
time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Same.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
want to see it.
On that note, let's get on to our main discussion topics for today. First topic is brought to you by Poo-poo. From an episode of Nama Smileage, I think 2 weeks ago. In a very brief... So this segment we're going to talk about was only like a 5 to 10 second segment on the show, but we like to blow things up here because we can.
For your entertainment.
Yes.
That's what journalists do.
That's what we do. So, Ayacho, while she was talking to Taka-chan about something, briefly mentioned when she was in Hello Pro Eggs and kind of doing her training there. Back then, the atmosphere was a lot different from when Taka-chan and the current egg situation is like. Back then, the egg unit was divided into teams of 2, not officially, but just kind of like the girls separated into 2 cliques, if you will. And the 2 sides did not like each other. They were always fighting. So whenever they would be in the dressing room together backstage, the 2 sides would actually sit on opposite sides of the room. And Ayacho was saying like they would always be fighting every day. So Poo-poo here wants to know what which eggs were on which side together, team-wise.
I would say everybody against Ayacho.
What?
That would make it make most sense since it seemed like Take-chan didn't know what she was talking about. Maybe Ayacho just imagined the whole thing.
Take-chan wasn't in eggs at the time. It was a couple years before her. So Poo-poo says no.
Oh,
I still think it
know.
could be her imagination. That would
that's
be nice.
unfortunate because I don't know any X whatsoever.
Well, you have all of Smileage. You have all of Up Girls.
Oh,
Hey, that was the division right there.
That could be your division right there.
yeah.
I think was Kikka. No, she was like 3rd or 4th gen, right?
Kika, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Kika's Fukujan and Take-chan's 4th gen.
4th gen. Okay. So anything before Fukuchan and Taka-chan. We don't actually know how long this lasted. The whole 2 divisions in eggs. But I mean, any guesses on teams?
I bet it's the older girls and the younger girls.
That kind of makes a lot of sense.
all the girls that got kicked out into nice girl projects.
Ouch.
That would make sense. Yeah, yeah, but all those girls are the older ones, so
Right.
so it would make sense.
Right. It's funny though, like when you watch the DVD magazines of the egg events and all the stuff backstage, everyone looks so friendly. But then not so much.
Who knows?
Who knows?
The drama.
Yeah.
I mean, like when Take-chan joined, that's Ayacho was still around. But then if she doesn't know what Ayacho is talking about, then it really should go back to the first or second, really when the X started.
Yeah.
So that's like, that's half of those people don't exist anymore in terms of idol-wise.
And then the other half are up girls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably not too relevant, but it is interesting to see how there was a divide even in Hello Pro Eggs.
Behind the veil, now you know something happened.
Maybe they were trying to copy Morning Musume. I don't know.
What?
I mean, because, back then the Momusu didn't all get along either. They're before the at-home.
There's no way everybody can get along with everybody else, especially when it's all girls.
That's true. Which will be a shock to most foreigners who think everyone is so like friendly with each other.
Sunshine and
Yeah.
No, sorry, that's for the cameras.
Poo-poo is also laughing. So yeah, shocking. If you ever get to see Ayacho, ask what team she was on. She's probably not on
The one that
Yuka's team.
started it, most likely.
Maybe.
She's on Team Wada.
Team Wada.
she's by herself. It just supports the fact that she imagined a lot of it, and she was having a psychotic break.
Yeah.
Stressed.
Yeah, she was on some flying saucer.
Whenever there's a fight, Ayacho is always in full for some reason. What's up with that?
That's her thing. Right, Poo-poo?
God, that dog's so smart.
No,
Yeah.
Well, the dog knows everything. Katrina Poo probably tells her everything, so... Alright, let's move on to our next topic then.
Alright.
So, this one's not exactly related to Hello Pro, but if you guys remember a couple of... Well, how long ago was this for Sayu? Like a year ago now?
Really? That long
Yeah,
already?
it has been a year.
Yeah.
Has it really been a year?
Man,
Yep.
That's...
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Right, Poo-poo? Yeah. So, Sayu a year ago was on the 10,000 live off of 10,000 yen for 1 month show, and recently another idol, AKB's Kasai, was also on the show, and her third day into the show, she just packed up and left.
She quit.
She quit, yeah.
Quit.
And so the show, they found out on, if you remember from watching Sayu's appearance on the show, every certain interval of days they would all get together and they would have like a big poster thing and announce everyone's standing so that they can all see at the same time. They did that. It was basically her versus 2 other guys, and she never showed up for it. So they assumed she wasn't participating that day. They actually had no idea. And then as it turns out, she went back to her room that she was staying in for the show, grabbed all her things, and just went home and never came back. The show right now, as of the most recent episode, is trying to play it off like there is a chance she might come back next episode, but most likely not if she
That's
packed up all her things.
For the ratings.
Yeah. So, obviously the AKB fans are just trying to defend her on whatever, but the Hello fans are basically taking this opportunity to bash on AKB as much as possible and say how much effort Sayu put into the show and how much lack of respect or care that Kasai has to just leave after the 3rd day. What do you guys think?
Well, here's my problem. They shouldn't bash on AKB. They should bash on Kasai, not on AKB.
Oh yeah,
That's
bash
true.
on Kasai. They're not bashing on
Should just-
AKB.
Good. Good.
They're not bashing AKB in general.
Yeah.
They're just
Because
bashing
that
on
would
her.
be stupid.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, I'm an AKB lover, but this is just bullshit, obviously.
right.
Well, yeah, that's the thing though. As a point of contention, at some point, they're going to have to send somebody else on the show, or else it's gonna blow up and exaggerate and be like, all of AKB can't handle being on this thing.
Well,
So even though you blame her.
I mean, like the Hello Otas are saying that if Kasai is gonna treat it in this manner, then they should not invite anyone from AKB ever again, because that's quite unprofessional to do so.
To be honest, because of this, it probably wouldn't happen anymore anyway. They're probably not gonna ask any AKBs anymore.
Yeah, right. It'd be interesting if this if this kind of has a diffusion effect to all other TV stations as well, and like AKB starts to lose their media presence. I doubt it, but I mean, if they start to show signs of unprofessional behavior on media, it still could piss people off, regardless of how whatever effects Akimoto has. This
is the first time I ever heard of anything like this, though.
Same here. I think this is kind of a big shock for everyone.
It's very un-Japanese-like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it kind of is.
Tomomi thing as well, I would say. I guess he's kind of a bitch, I suppose.
Well, but isn't Kasai Tomomi known for skipping out on handshakes and events?
I have no idea.
Weird. Yeah, well, that's what I've been reading since this blown up.
Here,
people dug up all the stuff she's done, and it's like, she skipped this handshake, she skipped that handshake. It's like, it's not something new for her.
It might be her being in character of some kind, and that's supposed to justify it in some way. I don't know.
No way.
Oh, I think they're just pointing out trends in her behavior.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Maybe they were trying to defend her by saying that's just how she is.
But that's
very defense ever.
Yeah, that's so unprofessional.
To be honest, I don't think any other AKB girl would do this or leave a show.
I don't think so either. I mean, so far what I've seen, all the other AKB girls are usually very professional.
Yeah, definitely.
But this is a really bad stain on AKB's image. Right?
It is. She's not only owning herself, she's pretty much owning all of AKB, to be honest.
Yeah.
So her graduation's probably coming soon.
Media.
Well, I've read on a Japanese news site called JCast. They reported that they phoned up Kasai's management agency, and that they were not in the position to answer the question about the show until the next episode airs, and when they called the TV station, they said the same thing. So maybe they're trying to hype up something about she's gonna come back or not. Yeah, or maybe they're just not saying it so people will watch the next episode.
That sounds more likely.
That sounds a lot more likely. Which is just, it's one of those sad states of TV thing. I mean, there are certain things that...
I mean, if this is just a stunt for
for ratings, that'd be fucking weird, man. I swear.
That's like... And now everyone's gonna come out of this and be like, oh, that's just Kasai.
Yeah,
we
bullshit.
Still love her or something. That's...
Well, yeah, then this just turns into American TV level variety.
Which sucks. American TV level variety sucks.
I imagine. I'm hoping.
But reality TV.
If that happens to be the case, then I'm hoping that kind of hurts this 10,000 yen show's image as well, and then people will have a lesser image of it, because that's one of those really sinking.
It's just horrible.
Your standards for just ratings.
On just the show's standard, or just talking about the show, with Akasa leaving the game halfway, well, not even halfway through, 3 days in,
right?
And then if she actually does come back in the next episode, then that's totally against the rule. If she's not penalized, and she's even allowed to come back into the show, and that's how the game's credibility is all down the drain.
I don't even see how she can come back, because there's so much time she's not spent any resources, and it hasn't been hard on her because she's been living at home.
Yeah, unless they tack on a penalty for every day each day that she's been missing. Then there's no point for her to continue playing the game since she's already way behind the other two competitors.
Right.
So I don't see how they're gonna turn this thing around.
I have no idea.
I don't know. At this point, to me, it's just kind of like, oh well, look how awesome Sayu is now.
That's really the only thing I get out of it. It's just like you compare because there's constant AKB Hello comparisons, and Kasai versus Sayu is being made a lot right now on the Nichan boards. So right now, Hello Pro has a pretty big win for this, but who knows how they'll spin this one out for publicity. I don't know if they can fully save it, but don't underestimate AKB, I guess.
Sayu is awesome. The end.
Sayu is
Yeah.
awesome. Any last thoughts? Poo-poo? No, Poo-poo's not watching next week's episode. Let's move on to no, not last topic. Next topic. So, as all of you foreigner fans are probably aware, there was a big event over in France for Hello fans. One and Musume had their next leg of their worldwide handshake event series at the Japan Expo, or was that for Kika?
Japan Expo?
Yeah. Was it
I think
part
that-
of officially part of
No, I
Japan
don't
Expo?
think it was officially part of
Okay.
Japan Expo.
Well, it
Who
was.
cares? It wasn't France.
It was in France. And then
answer.
Kika
Yeah.
also had her whatever thing she did in France as
also
well.
in France.
Also in France.
Yeah.
And
You can't tell we don't have a reporter in France, so if you'd like to be a correspondent, you
Yeah.
can send your applications to sanrio@takamario.net.
There have been a lot of reports. There were a few Japanese fans who went, not to the Momosu thing, but to the Kika thing. And then, of course, there's been a ton of foreigner reports of the Momosu thing. At first glance, from the Japanese reactions to the Momosu thing, it seems like Paris had a lot weaker of a reaction than Thailand did.
Yeah.
Did you guys get that impression at all?
Well,
Definitely.
certainly less people.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
France.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, France comes, or they try to market themselves as like the biggest outside
West-
of Asia, Western
Western.
hub for J-pop love and support.
Yeah.
Which up till now, I would probably agree with that opinion, but they totally got owned by Thailand's turnout. Like Thailand they filled up that whole mall for Momosu's appearance, and
Yeah.
and I think from the pictures I saw, the Twitter pictures I saw, it was just they had a small line outside of the Hard Rock Cafe, and I think people were estimating it was only like 300 people,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Thailand it was estimated at like 3,000 people.
When Thailand was the place where they had like the banners in the mall and everything. Too.
Right.
It was pretty big.
Right. It was they had huge show support. Those huge. I want those banners actually.
I want it on my wall.
I do want it on my wall.
It's bigger than my wall.
Yeah, it is also bigger than my wall. Anyways, so I don't know if this is due to kind of the restrictions, like the limited number of supply of CDs they sold for this event, or just general turnout was low. But we do know that Momosu didn't have a performance in France, whereas they did have a mini live in Thailand.
In Thailand, yeah.
Right. So that was one. One very important thing. Reina did not go to the Paris thing, which the Reina fans are saying, see, this is what happens when you don't have Reina. No one cares.
It's
Legit,
true.
you can't. It's the stats are right there. Look at Twitter. So a lot of people have been speculating why Reina did not go. There was an official announcement from the Hello website saying she was feeling sick after the concert, even though all the fans were saying she looked fine during the concert. The concert right before leaving to Paris. We find out also that she had kind of stopped blogging for like a couple of days before, as well as a couple of days after, so about a week or so, would you say,
Mhm.
Turvis? About-ish, yeah. Of no blogging from Reina. And then after a little while, she starts blogging again, and we find out her dad had come to visit Tokyo. So that is
Yeah.
most likely the reason why she didn't go to Paris, and she took a couple of days off.
That's what
Good
it seemed
reason,
like.
to be honest.
What was that?
What?
Good reason. He said
Good reason.
Uh,
Yeah, great reason.
I agree. I mean, she barely gets to see her dad.
Yeah, she
So-
barely gets to see her dad, so it's.
Yeah,
Screw
you
you
don't want-
fans.
You don't
Yeah,
want
I
to see
wouldn't blame
friends
her. Like if
anyway,
she said,
so-
screw
Blame
you
her,
guys,
yeah.
I need this weekend for myself.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, cough. I'm sick.
Yeah, cough, cough, cough. You know, I'm not feeling so well. I gave too much on that last
Right.
song. You know.
I mean, yeah, it does suck for the foreigner fans who rarely get a chance to see her, but it's a family thing, so you can't really criticize that too much.
No, we're just saying.
And she,
Yeah.
Nothing
well, she
too
kind of
drastic.
did. I mean, if you talk equivalent exchange, she did. You know, she stopped blogging. She loves to try to blog and Twitter for some
Yeah.
reason.
She also
Hey-
stopped her Amiibo now and has not started
Yeah.
since.
No,
Yeah,
it just came
so-
back.
Oh, it
Came
did?
back.
Oh, okay.
Came back like once.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, you know, she went through kind of. I mean, it's not the right channels because she did kind of like jump work, but she
It's-
paid for it
yeah,
in
she
her
didn't
own.
handle it the best way, but she handled it in the Reina way. I'll say it that way.
Yes. And well, we're just saying it. We don't know for
Yeah, we don't
certain.
actually know. I mean, she could have very well been very sick.
Yeah.
Even though her first blog coming back, she didn't talk about being sick at all.
And then almost immediately went into her dad being there and clothes.
Yeah.
So
And has since
Although
then been fine.
Lena's still complaining about having headaches.
That's probably because she
The
only
last
eats
of it.
potato chips.
Right.
she needs to do more ninth tension makeup.
You should eat real food.
Okay.
But onto the Kikka event. So we know that I believe she had 1 autograph signing and 2 lives.
That was the Friends one. Yeah.
Right. As opposed to the Atlanta one where she had a ton of signings and 1 live. So kind of the opposite. It's Turbo, since you went to the Atlanta one, do you think that they made adjustments on the spot to account for what they saw in Atlanta?
I don't think so. I think
It was planned.
the schedule was out a while ago for France,
Okay.
and they had her scheduled to do 2 lives. It's probably that they couldn't fit more autograph sessions in for her.
Okay.
Would have been more ideal would be 2-2, but
Right, right.
I guess they don't have enough room or time. It seems like a very packed convention
It seemed
Compare-
pretty small, yeah.
in comparison. Yeah.
One interesting thing though, as far as I know, I don't think people got 2 shots with Kika. I think they just got regular autographs.
I've
didn't see
seen
it.
one
Okay.
that was Kika was not in outfit though.
Oh.
It was
Private?
I think it was outside, and there was a fangirl.
Okay.
Stalker picture.
No, they had a 2-shot.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Was
see
it like
Kika,
they
I'm gonna
found her on
ask
the street and was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, something like that. I didn't read into it, but I saw the picture. It was a casual clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably better than an outfit. Well, I guess depends on how you see yourself as a fan, but yeah, as compared to the Atlanta one, which it was like everyone in line got a 2-shot, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that never happens.
That didn't.
In
Yeah.
in practically idol history.
Pretty much.
and will
Yeah.
probably never happen again.
Yeah.
So, you lucky buggers.
The interesting thing, I guess the thing that stands out most for me was watching video clips of the Kika both concerts, and like so you can see from the different perspectives of all the different people filming, all the people front row like had their phone or camera or whatever recording instead of actually enjoying the concert. It was basically like a westernized concert. Everyone was filming. There was some cheering, but not, everyone was looking at Kika through an LCD screen, which was kind of
While standing in front
They're
of her.
used
That's
to
very awesome.
that. They're used to that.
Guess, but it's
You're
just,
here. You're there to watch her, not.
I know.
They're also
If you want to
retarded,
watch her on a
obviously,
screen,
but,
you can do that on YouTube and go home and watch it on your computer.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, if you want to see through the screen, just go home. Don't waste space from someone who actually wants to see her in person. I don't know.
I guess there weren't enough people to go see her anyway, so
That's also
we'll
kinda
take
sad.
we'll take whatever fans
I
fan
guess.
base.
Well, yeah, that's H statistics run that way anyway. I mean, UFA in general, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't care that much either. Sony, anybody associated with Kika,
Yeah,
it's
well, I
oh,
mean-
numbers.
Yeah, they probably don't care, but it's just kind of it's just kind of sad to see people wasting this chance to, if they are Kikka fans, to actually enjoy being on Kikka instead of like, oh, this is going on YouTube instead of that.
Well,
That's probably the first thought.
Yeah, they think
Yeah,
that's
look at
more.
me. I was there.
Right.
I got proof.
Oh yeah, let me circle myself in the YouTube video
Right.
and annotate everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It
What-
makes me wonder about upfronts and even Universal's policy on filming and recording, depending on which country they go to, and what event or whatever.
Okay,
doing.
right.
I say like in for the World Handshake when they went to Thailand and Taiwan, at the airports of course there's no way of the staff stopping the fans from filming.
Right.
But say at the Thailand the mall events, I guess it's hard to stop people on second floor.
Different floors, but on the main floor.
Main floor that could be controllable, but I don't think they enforced it that hard.
No, I think there
Did
was.
we
I
have-
saw some footage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
then,
the thing. I haven't seen any footage of it yet, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
And in France, they usually don't limit as hard.
Right.
But the only place that they really strict on about this are when they ever they have groups come to America.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Like for Kika's one, they told everyone to not film during the what's it called? The Q&A.
Q&A.
Yeah,
and the
live.
concert. Yeah.
But that actually, I think that's related to the staff that's there, because it's just always Dragon Lady saying that condition, and whereas she's not there in France, right? Or was
No,
she?
it was somebody else.
If someone else.
Do you think then maybe it's not UFA that cares as much as the procedural, like from the events?
I don't know.
Like when you go to
I don't think the
North
events
America
would care.
events. I don't know. Like, it has to do a lot with like customer satisfaction. I mean, you consider that the people who are being there as guests are the customers in that case, not the people attending. Because
Yeah.
like, if you get pissed off because your audience isn't, is stealing your work, like putting it on the internet and whatever, then you wouldn't go back to that place. So
Well, I can understand if the
there's
if the
something measured.
convention or the event is gonna release footage on DVD or something and then sell it later on. They wouldn't want other people to have their own footage. Say for like Anime Expo, but then
they released DVDs of their footage.
well
No
they
idea.
they said they claimed they had footage and nothing ever got released, but they held on to that rights. But then
yeah,
all the
yes.
other conventions they never really bothered to. But I would think that it might be the convention saying or UFA saying to the conventions. But then it still doesn't make sense why in Europe it's okay but in America it's not.
Who knows?
They don't like us.
Yeah, they don't like us.
Poo Poo agrees.
Oh.
Who knows what's up?
Last thing I want to bring up about the France thing, it was actually really interesting. On the day of the Momosu handshake, coming out of the van, going into the Hard Rock Cafe, trailing the very last girl was actually Kika, followed by her managers, and no one seemed to recognize that Kika was there. She was also standing next to the four girls at the handshake line, and again, I don't.
She was at the end handing out those
the flyers or the little
stickers or whatever it
yeah.
was. Yeah, whatever it was. Well, according to some people who went, they said some people did notice her and did call her name, and if you wanted to, you after you shook hands with Morning Musume, you could go get a handshake from Kika as well.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Kika's the
Yeah,
new
mandatory
Reina.
Kika handshake.
Well,
Yeah,
one person even got an autograph there.
from Kika?
From-
Really?
as far as I know, yeah. At Hard Work
Wow.
Cafe. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it wasn't like nobody know her, but certainly she wasn't advertised until last minute. Maybe that really
Maybe.
play into in fact how all the people there were for Morning Musume, and I guess it shouldn't be too surprising that a lot of them don't know who she is or don't care.
That's kind of sad.
Well, I guess if they're like 9th, 10th gen followers, they wouldn't. But if you were following from 8th gen, you should know her.
It felt like there were a lot of Mizuki fans there, more than anyone else, I think. That's just based on the small selection of videos that I saw.
Well, there's a lot of Lena fans who still showed up,
Yeah,
regardless. I guess they bought plane tickets or
I mean,
whatnot.
you might as well go.
You might as well go and just and still show up in your Lena outfits
Yeah.
just to protest.
Just
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I don't blame anybody who knows the new people, but I mean, she did audition for Musume, so if you guys were following from a long time ago,
She still performs at HelloCons, so
that too. Well, I mean, but that's opening act stuff. Some people don't pay attention.
some in the middle. Last summer it was in the middle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
forgot
song
about
in the middle, yeah. I guess people just don't care.
It's just Kikka, I guess. No one
Yeah,
cares.
they're like whatever.
Yeah, it's
It's
Kikka.
awesome.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts on France?
Stop
Well,
going to France.
yeah, that one obviously. But to be honest, they just need to stop doing those stupid handshakes and just do a mini life or a full life or whatever.
I think the fans would like that a lot more.
Obviously.
Well, I think foreign fans would like that a lot more, but the handshake and the fact that these handshakes are usually either longer or different is what gets a lot of the people who, are willing to spend the extra money from Japan, and that pads their numbers, so...
I don't think it was any longer than a
No,
year.
that wasn't longer this time around. Well, I think people were expecting it
They
to
were
be
expecting
longer.
like fan club level handshake, but that's
Yeah,
not gonna
since
happen.
it's overseas. But then
Right.
I think this time you upfront trying to play it off as a typical handshake that you would get in Japan style.
Without the pushing though.
Without the pushing, and they want to bring the whole experience without the Western fans or the outside of Japan fans flying into Japan to get it. They want to give
so they
us
actually
the
kept
estimate.
real time and everything, and okay, never mind.
From footage we saw, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't people pushing you, so it's like a little bit slower, but the pace was definitely very similar to a normal handshake for like a release event, for like a book release event or a CD release event. So on the one hand, it kind of sucks for a foreign fan because your exposure is not that long, but on the other hand, it's a really good experience to see what it's actually like.
Yeah, go for the authentics.
It's a very authentic experience. So don't complain. That's what the otas do.
Feel for the Japanese people now.
Yeah.
You know their pain.
Except, well, actually, you could even loop this one, right? I think
Yeah.
people on multiple. Yeah, so it's very authentic. If you wanted to, you could loop it.
So you could go around 4 times if you have the money.
Yeah. So
Nobody's stopping you.
that's what they do. So you have your own chance to experience like wota life
Yeah, then
Instead
definitely,
of no life.
instead of no life.
Well, if the point is to try to expose them to how it is in Japan, then it makes sense to not do, to do less lives, because I mean
Right.
that's harder to replicate in a foreign environment anyway, because you're
Yes.
not gonna get the staging and all the planning that you get.
The audio equipment, which always happens to have problems.
Yeah.
Woo!
Exactly, so.
Any last
need
words,
to-
poo-poo?
Boop, boop.
No.
They need to come to
Paw
America.
Paw shakes?
Paw shakes.
Paw shakes? Okay, I'll go.
Okay. Poo-poo and Clara worldwide paw shake.
Yay!
Invis, did you want to get in the last thing about the France?
No, I just want them to come to America. I'm gonna be greedy on this one.
Well, they might go to... I don't think they go to Hawaii for a worldwide, because they go there like every year.
Yeah, they're never gonna come to Hawaii for well. I don't think they even acknowledge that Hawaii is part of America.
Yeah,
so
I don't
I'm
think
just,
they... I think they think Hawaii is like its own country or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, so I'm doomed. But I mean, if it's somewhere close, Summer Cali, I can do that again.
Yeah, that could be a possibility.
If they consider us, US the part of the world.
They probably don't. They probably don't.
We'll just have to wait until after Korea if they're gonna announce any more places.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Just to bring that up really quick, they put up that uplink whatever thing that's supposed to map all their international stuff, and they haven't updated it, so none of this stuff is on their map.
It probably takes... Their stuff is really old on there. Like, I don't even remember...
Yeah.
Yeah, going to the events that are on there. So,
Well, just saying, they're not paying that much attention to it,
Yeah.
even if they want to.
On that note, let's move on to our final topic of the day, also brought to you by Poo
Woo.
So over the past 2 weeks, and also continuing into next week, we're given an insider glimpse into the upcoming Satoyama PVs that are coming out. The singles have already started going on sale at Holo concerts, the Morning Musume one, I think also the Smileage one.
Yeah.
Right. And so now on Satoyama Life, every week. Last week we had the forest, the DIY. This week we had Green Fields and wait, was Peaberry this week or last week?
That's before.
Okay,
That
so
was,
No, it was Peaberry, DIY, Greenfields.
Greenfields, and next week we will have Harvest, and look at the PV. So I guess let's go in order. Peaberry, what did you guys think of it when you saw it?
Who's P-Berry?
That is a good answer.
is the now Rio.
Rio Ayacho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, it reminded me of the W song. Okay, here goes my awesome Japanese. Shiroi iro wa koibito no iro. That one.
Ah.
Okay.
Not actually like song-wise maybe, but just beefy-wise.
Uh-huh.
It kind of reminded me of that. Maybe style as well.
Yeah.
Song-wise, a little.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Poo agrees.
Good. Awesome.
Any other thoughts on?
Well, the duo sucks, obviously. I mean, Rio is awesome, but Ayacho sucks.
It's an interesting combination. I actually did not expect that combination, but
Yeah, I don't think anybody really expected that combination.
yeah. I don't think even Biho expected it or cared for it.
I don't know. It seems like they wanted to make a group for this kind of unit for Ayacho, and then they probably Sunku or whatever threw Liho into the mix just to back up Ayacho's vocal. It seems like. If
I
you
would
pay
have
atten-
guessed though, if anyone were to be paired, it would have been Ikubo with Ayacho.
Yeah, but then Ikuo's vocal is pretty
Yeah,
weak.
that's true. It could be.
And I don't know, if they planned them all at once, then it would make sense that Ikubo ended up where she is, because I mean that group is like the legs group.
That group is supposed to be the dance group, which is not what Ikubo is. Right, Poop?
I don't think just because of Ikubo, actually. I think they did it because they needed legs. I'm gonna be
Yeah, they
completely
need
honest.
it. Yeah, it's the next group.
I guess, okay. It's the next scam. The DI
Yeah.
gam.
They wanted you to think that it was because they could all dance, but then Ikubo's in there and you're kind of like, wait, what? It's like, oh, legs.
So I guess we're moving on to DIY then. Any interesting thoughts about this PV?
Not seen it.
It's really interesting because it has a lot more scenes than a standard Hello PV, and a lot. Did they have different outfits as well?
Watching it right now.
Just
two.
one two outfits. Two
Yeah,
outfits,
the
but
corduroy and the-
three different backgrounds, I think, or two different backgrounds.
Well, if you count like the action scenes, like them doing playground and stuff that they were filming as scenes, then it's 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
Dance, ballroom dance, well, dance, disco, room dance,
Right.
and
The
then
tree.
Oh yeah, and
Tree.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
one of it seems like the common theme for all of these PVs is that it's a lot more heavy on the image scenes rather than the dance shot, except for maybe DIY. But for the other ones, a lot more heavy on the image scenes. And that might be a new trend for a Hello Project, because I think didn't one of the cute girls say that for the upcoming single, or maybe it was a cute or Barry. So one of the kids' upcoming singles, it's like all image scene. There's no dance shot.
Is it?
I think someone said it on one of the TV shows.
Okay.
There's a listener out there that could fact check. I don't know, but
Yeah, because we're like a real news network. Our fact checking is kind of
yeah, fact check us.
Yep.
But no, if it is actually all image, if they're making this movement towards image stuff, that would probably make a lot of people happier. I mean, there's a whole group of, like, a subset of fans who are just tired of just seeing the same CG dance shot overlay, you know, close up.
Plus close up.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of gets away from, I guess, what people hold Hello Project to be one of the key characteristics of Hello Project, though, which is their dancing ability compared to other idol groups. But I guess that's what concerts are for. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, they're not cutting it out entirely.
No, yeah,
It's
but
just moving the focus away from it.
right. I guess maybe it'll be just a change up to freshen things up. I don't know.
Or maybe it's just a Satoyama thing.
Or maybe it is just a Satoyama.
That could just be a Satoyama thing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to say the least. I mean, it's kind of nice.
Absolutely. Any last thoughts on DIY before we move on to the best song of all time? Right, Poo Poo? Yeah. Okay. So, Green Fields featuring Aika Captain.
Miyazaki.
Yes. Poo Poo agrees. Miyazaki Yuka, the first non-Hello Project girl to be in Hello Project PV. What did you guys think of that? Besides how awesome Yuka is.
She is too cute.
I know. It's very awesome.
Other than that, she's just too cute.
Yeah.
She's too cute. Way too cute.
So we know his opinion very clearly.
Yeah.
Seems to be that she's pretty cute.
Yeah,
good summary.
definitely. Yeah.
Hey, come on, you can't discount
What about
Captain Aika too.
Yeah.
They're
Oh yeah, Captain is pretty cute too, but not as cute as Miyazaki.
But doesn't it, like, if you look at all of the videos, I mean, we haven't seen Harvest's thing yet, but like the video layout, it looks like they're trying to do a Satoyama spread shot kind of thing here, because, you know, DIY is doing the kind of the dance disco thing. You've got, you know, the oh, I can't remember, but Dawa and Riho, they got
P-Berry?
yeah, P-Berry. I keep thinking Cabbage because that's the name of the song.
Can't
Call them
they-
Cabbage as well. Poo Poo doesn't care.
they're doing kind of that kind of the slow W ballad song kind of thing, where it's, you know, a lot of the PV is just the two of them in close up, and
Right.
Mhm.
field and kind of, you know, that kind of smooth thing. And then this one is a lot more cutesy, and, you know, even when they're doing the performances, because it's like a little mini band with the piano and the recorder, and, you know, so
The recorder thing is really nice. I did not expect that at all. I didn't actually think I could play the recorder, but I guess it's not that hard. I don't know.
you didn't have to learn a
probably
recorder when you were in elementary school, like.
No, I went to an American elementary school.
I went to American elementary school.
I ate burgers at school. I don't know what you did.
I ate burgers at school too, but no, they made you learn a musical. The recorder is just like, it goes in scale, like the number, you know, going up the line. So it's easy to do as long as you know what note is what. Like, you start at this note, then it's just up or down.
I played
So it's
violin
not that-
though. No? Okay.
Okay.
Poo Poo
I
doesn't
played
care.
a recorder in school.
Really?
Yeah.
See, it's not just me. Apparently, Hawaii's in Canada.
I played a
Yup.
recorder in school. Oh man.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
I was probably kicking people in the butt.
I probably
Okay.
went to a European school then.
I have no doubt that there was butt kicking going on at school too, but I mean, music happened.
But
There you
the
go.
captain had an instrument as well.
I don't think so. Did she?
She just stood there.
I think she just.
I've not seen any.
Captain
Yeah.
just it's the
Give her a
adorable.
triangle or something.
Just give her a tambourine.
Yeah, tambourine.
That'd be pretty sad.
I don't
You
know.
hear that, Satoyama people? We're giving you a suggestion.
Captain's the main
Go ahead.
vocalist for this group. She has to sing all the time.
Turn it into Milky Way.
Milky Way. Bring Kika back. Yeah. Any last thoughts on?
You got totally work in Satoyama Life.
she would have her own farm, and then it would replace Ishii's farm.
Yeah, Kika's farm.
Kika farm.
Then how would Ishii get his book published? Well, I mean, he already got it published, but how would he get it sold?
Kika can write her own book. Kika religion.
Kika. Pope Kika.
Pope Kika. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's move on to the last PV Harvest, which we have not seen, but it'll be coming out next week. The only thing we have seen though is, of course, the concert footage of their performance as well as the outfits. Any impressions that have on you so far?
No.
Awesome.
What? Yeah.
Poo
Like,
also
I have
agrees.
no idea.
Apparently, the international sign for farm life is to wear like corduroys and tartan patterns and things.
Like
That's
some
all
kind of fake straw hat.
hat. Yeah, straw hat.
yep. So that's what all farming's about.
Seems that's what their image is about.
Well, look the part.
Yeah. So,
I
don't
guess
know.
we'll talk about if it's important later. Because...
Yeah, next week when we see the
Yeah.
preview.
Well,
of it,
if Miyazaki isn't in it, I don't care.
I also agree.
But Martin.
Pass.
I forget who's in Harvest already. Besides, like
Eripon, Dashi, Mata, and Take-chan.
Yeah.
Well,
Daishi.
it's not such a strong lineup, actually.
I think Poo Poo could do better.
Hmm.
They had to work with
Yeah, I
what they
think
had.
so too.
You know, they had to
Okay.
work with what was left in the Hello Pro lineup, and they were just kind of like, okay.
Well, the thing is that all four of the Harvest members are they can't even relate to the whole Satoyama movement. They weren't on the show.
That's a very good point. They actually.
Wait, Daishi was on the show, wasn't she?
Well, okay, well Daishi was,
Yeah,
but she was only there for the
What, like-
watermelons.
Yeah, wasn't she only there to eat?
Well,
I thought she was in like, wasn't she in like the second
Well,
episode?
she
or
screwed
something?
around with the watermelons and then yelled at Ikubo. And
I swear she had done some planting on one episode.
yeah,
I
she
don't know
did.
which.
She did. She did.
Yeah,
But she
so-
only the first couple parts.
So she's
But
been
then,
there
yeah.
at least. And the rest of it, yeah.
I guess they did it like that so in each group, one of the girls would show up on the TV show, and then it makes everything legitimate.
I guess that works out because Miho hasn't been on Satoyama either.
Liho has. She ate the thing that they planted.
Doesn't count.
So P-Berry is the most legitimate group out of the four. Both the members been on the show.
Yes. Okay.
100% appearance rate.
Yeah, you heard it here first. P-Berry's legit. Satoyama.
Now go eat some cabbage.
Yeah. And any closing thoughts on any of the Satoyama PVs before we wrap up this episode?
No.
Miyazaki is
Lots of green fields. If you guys live in cities and want to see fields, go watch Satoyama PVs.
Right.
Or just come to Holland. We got enough of them.
You can go to Hawaii too, but I don't think you'd like Hawaii.
I think I'll just watch the PV.
I will
Yeah.
also stick to watching the PV. On that note, Invis, why don't you wrap up the show?
Okay, let's go into this week in Takamaru. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. We're on episode 45 if you guys are just tuning in, which is kind of weird. But let's go over things that have happened this week. There hasn't been too much going on, which is kind
It's
of
a
why
light
our
week.
show is the way it is this week. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a really light week. So hopefully you've liked this kind of more opinion-filled, introspective, looking at what's been going on kind of week. If you haven't been to our website, that's takamaruyo.net, where we try to provide you with interesting things at least once a week. This week, we've got an interesting Takamata pick showing just how much Momo looks different with a different haircut.
Okay.
I really don't like that haircut.
Expensive haircut, I should say.
Yeah, it's an expensive haircut. But it was in New York, so if you're all I Love America, or you have one of those I Love New York t-shirts, that might get you spirited up, Takamata style. Again, we're always looking for Takamata suggestions, so you can drop by our website or drop by our forum. We have a link on our main page to go there on our forum and suggest pictures that have been things that happened this week or within the past couple of DVD releases that you find interesting. And who knows, if you've got a good caption for it, we might put it up on our page. You could lift everybody else's spirits and get your 5 mini-seconds of fame. Other things that happened this week, as always when the time permits, we've got Radio Fridays, which talked about all the
Yay.
interesting radio shows instances. Any highlights this week, as first?
Aika Nude PB coming out soon. Check for it. It's going to be on Wani Books.
There we go. That is awesome news because I did not know that. I like that. Yay. So if you guys need any, what we do is, well, what SRS does is he finds the interesting things from the radio shows, because there's a lot of radio shows, and if he thinks it's good enough, he'll put them all together, summarize them up in a nice little line for you to read at the end of the week. Great stuff. As always, we do have our forum.takamaruyo.net, where you can go in and talk about anything HP, whether it's the latest news, reviews on things that you've seen or heard, discussions about the HP girls, or people like Kika who were or are slightly related to it, or debates where for the past couple weeks on our Konya Takamaruyo thread, we've had a nice little rousing debate about last week's conversation about Zuki being fat. So if you haven't given your 2 cents and yelled at everybody for being wrong, go ahead and join in. It's fun.
It is pretty fun.
And yeah, we're unlike some places, we're not gonna be all like, you gotta treat your people with as long as you don't call people racist or something. I don't know. Have we ever had that?
Let me ask Poo Poo. Poo Poo? No, we have not.
Is poo poo black or white?
What?
Poo-poo's Japanese.
It's Japanese.
Point being, we're not as restrictive about the kind of things that you can say, Just be nice to other people. You can make fun here and there, We're not going to be like, you can't do that, you're banned. Because that's really silly sometimes. So you can always join us there, forum.takamaruyo.net, give your opinions, give some feedback. For anything that you see, whether it's this episode, radio things, you're always welcome to leave comments in, the boxes at the bottom, or come to the forum and leave notes. Speaking of which, this week we did have another rousing episode of the tabletop RPG session, Legend of the Five Rings.
Yeah!
See the dramatic action every Friday. Well, not every Friday, but regularly on Fridays. So if you guys like that kind of stuff... sometimes on Fridays. If you guys like that kind of stuff, go ahead and watch that. Just a little break. I mean, we're normal people too, so we like to do things. You can find that and the VODs of this show on our YouTube channel. That's user Konya TKMR, which also just so happens to be our Twitter handle. So that's the way that you guys can leave us little notes, give us encouragement, or see the latest news that we might happen to pick up on the internet. So that's, again, Konya TKMR. We're looking for followers, we're looking for ratings on YouTube, subscribers on YouTube, and ratings on our iTunes, because I don't think we have any yet. Does anybody really
let
listen
me check.
to this?
Poo Poo? Poo Poo says no,
Poo-poo?
still no ratings.
Yeah, see, we don't have any ratings. It's if you guys are listening to us there, thank you for your listenage, though. Listenage! Look at that. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. What is today's date? Because I always want to date it. It's the stage hands are helping me here, saying it's the 3rd.
The 3rd, yeah.
So it's November 3rd. This was episode 45 of Konyamo Takamaruyo. So for S-Ferris, Turbos 86, Orbos, who isn't here, but his replacement Poo Poo, and Bex, this was Invis saying bye, Pon.
Thanks for watching.
Poo Poo says things. You can't hear them because you're not special like us.